It's the internet, you're busy, let's do this. I'm Jeff Grubb with GameSpeed. This time I'm talking about Logitech's Powerplay charging system for their wireless mice. I'm using the G903 mouse, and let me see if I can get this up in front of you a little bit. And this is it's kind of, there we go. This is the mouse pad surface. Let me actually take that off, because this is actually where all the magic happens. This is the Powerplay mat. Essentially, this plugs in to USB. You set it down on your desk, and you use one of the two included surfaces. You pop that on top of there. This is the smoother surface, a little bit less resistance. And then you just take this, and let me see if I can actually get this out. Now, for now, you just put it right there on the mouse pad and adjust. There you go. That's it. You no longer ever have to plug in this wireless mouse. It is completely wire-free because it is now connected wirelessly to the mat itself, and it is charging wirelessly. There is an electromagnetic field here, and that is providing a constant charge that is going into a battery that is right there. This is the little magical thing that provides energy into the mouse, and basically it conducts the magnetic field into usable energy for the G903. This also works, I believe, with the G703, which is a simpler mouse. This is much more gaming, edges, cool style, Doritos. I think what I want to say is that I recommend this if you truly despise cables and you are okay with the wireless mouse, which wireless mice have come a long way recently. The wireless technology that these things are using is so accurate and so it's so repeatable. Like, they are capable of doubling the signal so that they're always going, and they're finding the best. They're snaking through all the other wireless signals in the world, and they're finding the best connection and ensuring that you aren't going to be losing any of your movements, any of your data. It's all going to get across, and all of your excellent headshots will come out just as they are supposed to. That's how, this is Logitech and Razer and SteelSeries have all been kind of experimenting with this stuff, and I think it works. But some people are always going to want that wired mouse. If you are actually a pro player, you have to have a wired mouse. You can't use a wireless mouse in tournament play. Okay, that's great. That makes sense. For normal people, though, I think if you are trying to keep your desk less cluttered, if your mouse cord ever gets caught on something and that drives you mad, like it does me, this is a great alternative. And the reason I like it so much is because, I've used, I think it was the Razer Lancehead wireless mouse, which I loved. That's a great mouse, an all-around great mouse. It doesn't do wireless charging, though. Razer has introduced its wireless charging system that actually doesn't even have, their mice don't even have batteries in them. They don't have to charge. They're just always getting energy from the mouse pad. There's something to that, I think, but, this has a battery in it, and it makes it a little bit heavier, whatever. It doesn't bother me. So with the Lancehead, I would have to occasionally plug it in and charge it, and that was fine. The little cable fit in really snugly, and I liked the way that felt. But still, it was a headache. It was a pain in the ass to remember. Okay, I have to charge this thing. It's about to die, and if I forgot, I'd be like, oh, I can't just use this mouse wirelessly right now. I have to plug it back in and use it plugged in for a while. So this new wireless charging system solves that. You're going to see this probably from a lot of companies. Logitech and Razer are the two I know for sure are doing it. And I'm using the Logitech one, and it works. It works flawlessly. I have never had any issue with this mouse at all, of any sort. It has connected without any problems to my system. A big reason for that is because the mouse pad itself, like you saw this thing right here, that is where the wireless signal's going. So it doesn't have to go to a USB thing down on your, wherever you keep your desktop, wherever you keep the tower itself. If that's underneath your desk, maybe the wireless signal has to travel through some wood or something, and maybe there's some degradation there. Here, it's like a couple of inches, and the signal is bouncing back and forth super quickly, and there's no issue at all. So I haven't had any drops. I've never felt like the mouse has been experiencing interference. It just has been, that part has been flawless. And I have never, ever charged this mouse, at least not with a wire. I've never thought about it. I've never thought about the battery. I've never thought about anything. This is just, it just works all the time. God damn it, this is really cool. I really like this. There's not much else to say about like how it works. It just does. You're done with wires for if you have a mouse and like this is the way you're gonna, if this is the thing you're gonna go out and get your next mouse. You're done with wires connected to your mice. This is just it. It just works all the time, and that's so damn cool. Now, I think that there's other things here that I could point out that make this excellent. First of all, though, it does come with the 2 mouse pad surfaces. So if you like something smoother, you like something more like a traditional pad, it comes with those. Also, it's not like you're buying the Powerplay system, the powering mat, and the mouse in a bundle that only works with the one mouse. This is a platform for Logitech. So if I want to replace this mouse with something else in the future, I'll just Logitech is going to just keep using this same battery compartment thing. I'm just going to pop this out. There's another one. So there's another like thing that goes in here. Whoa. It's like tracking. Oh, I'm okay. And then you just pop this in the new mouse, and you put the old thing in here, the old cover on here, and then you just use this like you just plug it in the wire, and then you just use this like a traditional mouse. So this is like it's a future-proof thing. It is a platform where you're gonna have the one pad, and it'll last you for a long time, and you don't have to worry about going out and buying a whole new system when you see a new mouse in the future that you do want. Now, I think that makes this a really excellent sort of mouse and wireless charging system combo. I'll speak to the G903 a little bit right now. This is just a really good mouse. It feels great. The button placement is really good. It fits my hand really nicely. I think that the material is a little bit smoother than I typically like. There are no like rubber grips. I think what I like about I have a Razer something Basilisk around here, like a first-person mouse that has some rubber stoppers on here that really keep the mouse from moving around. I like that sort of thing. But it's not like this is slipping out all the time. I also really, really like the mouse wheel. It's a fidget spinner, basically. You just hit this button, and it is now a completely free-rolling ball bearing in there. Well, or just a bearing. And then you hit this, you click this, and now it is a ratchet system. And it doesn't just freewheel anymore. But when you get bored, you do this. Although anytime you're over a window, it's inputting that roll there. But as someone with ADHD, I really appreciate this. I might just do this the rest of the video. It also has, I think, a really smart system for controlling your sensitivity. So you have the button here, and it actually indicates how sensitive you are. So this would be completely the lowest setting, and then you can move up. Here, let me see. Let me get my fingers out of the way. And then you can move up 1, and that's indicated by 2. Okay, so the second level. This is the third level. Fourth level, because now you can see the lights continue to move in that same direction. Fifth level, and so fifth, and then it just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you have 5 different levels. This is like the exact middle. And I think having that visual indicator on the mouse itself is very useful. I think some other mice do this by color coding, and some just don't do it at all. And you just have to like wait for an on-screen indicator. And sometimes that on-screen indicator breaks, Razer, and you don't know what setting you're at because Razer Synapse is often garbage. This, just does it right on the mouse, and it saves it to the mouse. So you can take it somewhere else, and it'll be fine. It'll just work. Yeah. So what don't I like? The only thing I don't like is I think the mouse pad could actually be bigger. This is, this is the integrated system. The pad is the size it is, and that is the charging field. And I don't know if there's a way to make it into a bigger surface while keeping the charging working. I'm not sure how far outside of this field it can be before it stops charging. I'm not sure. Hang on, let me. I'm not sure if it'll, if they're going to be able to sell larger pads, maybe that like connect to this base thing here. It's, as far as I can tell, this is what it is. What it is, and I personally like a slightly larger mouse surface. That's I like smaller keyboards, larger mouse surfaces, and that makes it really easy to play shooters and things that require a lot of accuracy. But this is still it's bigger than most mouse pads by a little bit, and I think it's going to be more than enough for most people. But still, a negative for me. I think that's gonna wrap it up. Overall, I think the Powerplay pad itself is 100. The mice that work with this are they range from 100 to 150. I think there's some that are cheaper that might work with it. I'm not sure if every Razer or Logitech mouse does, but anything that has this sort of thing on the bottom here should just work just fine. I think in that sort of, if you are investing a lot in a mouse, and you do hate wires, this is a no-brainer. This is the thing that you should be kind of considering, I think, before anything else. Okay, that's gonna do it for me. Let's spin that fidget and get out of here. Thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Grubb with GamesBeat.com. You can find out more about the Logitech Powerplay wireless charging system and the Logitech G903, all on GamesBeat.com. I'll have more there, a written review. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Spin, my pretty.